In today's video, how to get your lower back to go from looking like this to looking like this and get rid of that love handle look forever. Hey guys, welcome to today's video live from the Pro Physique studio here in Tampa, Florida. Now today I want to talk to you about a question I got on my Instagram direct message. So if you're interested in sending me your questions, it's right here on the screen. You go to Instagram, you send me a direct message. First thing I'm going to do is read the question, and then we're going to explain how to get rid of that lower back fat. I'm 5'5", 68 kilograms, and 36 years old. I have a lot of low back fat and love handles. Been doing steady state cardio for a while, tried high intensity interval training as well, but not being able to lose weight or the love handles. Been eating healthy as well. The first thing, the most common thing I see in all these questions is someone telling me they eat healthy. So first, let's dispel that rumor. As a reminder, guys, if you like this type of content around the science and the experience of how to have the physique of your dreams, hit subscribe. It's what I love to do here. Eating healthy is not going to cut it. You need to be tracking your calories if you're trying to lose body weight and body fat. If you're stuck, you need to understand what's actually going on. If you're not tracking calories and macros, you don't know what's going on, but I've got a fix for you guys. There's a free calculator. That's right here on my website at prophysique.com. It's free. You go in there, fill out some information. It's going to tell you how many calories you should be taking. And now this is just a rough assessment, but you take those calories, you use them for a week, you see what happens, and then you adjust. So if say you're eating healthy, but you don't know how many calories you're taking in, trust me, a lot of foods marked as healthy are very fat and very calorie dense. The second thing that we're going to address is the style of cardio that you're doing. There is no magic cardio that's going to remove fat from any part of your body. You have to actually understand the process of fat loss. Body fat is stored on our bodies in a very predetermined manner by our genetic makeup, right? It's going to vary slightly from person to person, but all of us are going to have what we refer to as stubborn fat areas. However, I refer to them as stubborn people areas because all the body fat can come off if you stop being so stubborn, okay? Stubborn fat areas are typically the places where the fat comes off last, or it often seems like it never comes off at all. But that's honestly why I have a solution for you. Because what most people fail to do is to continue to get leaner. They reach a place where they feel like they've lost enough weight and they start to get worried that they're too light. But if you want to get fat off these stubborn areas, your best bet is to keep getting lighter, or if you're not doing any type of resistance training, start putting on some muscle. That can help avoiding being very light. Now you mentioned high intensity cardio. It's a wonderful, wonderful form of cardio, but it is not going to result in fat loss unless your overall plan is going to get you where you need. I did a video this week on walking. I've done HIIT cardio. I've done it all. I've taken every single approach and they all can work. You have to find out what you can do consistently. So one analogy I like to use with my clients who are really trying to get some fat off of the body that they haven't seen before is that there's two kind of thought processes. One, if you think of body fat as the water at the bottom of a pool, you'll soon realize that you cannot get the water out of the bottom of the pool until you take the water off the top of the pool and work your way down. This is how body fat works in our love handles, in our lower back, and our lower abdomen. For many people, it's going to be thighs, but you see my point here. Another great analogy would be to think of the body fat that you want off from your lower back as the last paper towel in a paper towel roll, or the last toilet paper in a toilet paper roll. You have to continue to unravel the body fat until you get to that area. Now, the reason that most people don't succeed is because they don't use a sustainable approach. And a lot of people will enter a fat loss approach where they're going to lose weight rapidly, but they can only sustain this for a few weeks to a few months before they inevitably end up going off plan. So what happens when you use a crash dieting approach and you go off plan? Well, most people are going to go off the rails. They're going to overeat for several days, weeks, months at a time, and often end up putting on more body fat than they had initially. And this is where rapid body fat storage can lead to fat gain in these super stubborn areas. So the real issue for most people is not just getting the body fat off, But how do we sustain that? Well, I'm gonna link a video below and kind of explain the idea behind a reverse diet where we try to restore our metabolic and hormonal health after a long dieting phase, especially those of you that have tried these rather drastic diet protocols and are struggling just to lose any weight at all. It might be best to spend time reverse dieting despite the fact that adding calories is something scary for you. But accountability is the answer to all of your problems. So the real way that we need to ensure progress here is by tracking weekly. Don't get too caught up in the changes that you see every day, but instead I would like you to track your pictures, take weight and take measurements at least once a week, and then really determine if the caloric deficit that you're in is big enough, if you're doing enough cardio. And if you have no idea where to start just to start seeing some progress, I'm gonna put a link in the description below for a free beginner's guide, nutrition, training, and overall approach to flexible dieting that's gonna help you reach your goals. So the three biggest takeaways from this video, if I had to give you 3 tips or 3 pieces of advice to make sure that you can reach your goal, now that you understand how lower back fat, how love handles come off. First, track your calories and learn some accountability. Yes, the foods you're eating are probably healthy, but if you don't actually understand where your calories are at, you can't actually create a caloric deficit. Number 2, you mentioned your cardio. High intensity cardio, low intensity cardio, moderate intensity cardio, whatever it is, that is a tool for creating a caloric deficit. I want you to find cardio that you enjoy, whether it's walking outside, walking on an incline, walking on a Stairmaster, running, sprinting, playing tennis, playing basketball. These are all just ways that our body burns calories through movement. Find something you enjoy, track it consistently. Now you're taking care of the 2 biggest pieces. And my 3rd piece of advice is track your progress using multiple measures. Do not just use the scale. The scale measures mostly body water, okay? Our body water changes and fluctuates quite drastically. However, pictures, measurements, how our clothing is fitting, and I'm talking taking pictures every week front to back. This is going to show you a true picture of how your body is changing, and it might just be the missing piece for you to understand that things are happening. They're just happening slower than you're accustomed to. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I love answering comments. Thank you guys for all the support this week, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.